It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politics. My ego la wamo la moto do.
Hello there.
My ego la wamo la moto do.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Mayegun live. Thank you so much for joining me the first time in the new month of May. Share this broadcast. It is going to be an interesting night as always. Thank you.
Godfatherism,
share this broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me once again in this new month. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Just tell them that
ìgbádìyẹ. Ayé ìṣúra Presido bá
olówó.
Ayé ìṣúra gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Ayé ìṣúra ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Ayé ìṣúra aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òun.
It's coming to that part. Tag the Buhari idiots, the Buhari days, the Buhari didderings, the Buhari denotus, the Buhari dijatus, the Buhari shukus, the Ungos yaris, the Unneka aris, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the sophisticated morons, the ombud slaves. Tag all the cyber barbarians. Check on all of the Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris. Tell them that Mayego today.
Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Mayegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran òun. Mayegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Mayegun ti dé.
Ekuleo. That is good morning, or should I say peace be unto you after the regular greeting, morning, afternoon, evening, all good to all of the lovers of truth, the disciples, as well as the brethren in the temple of truth. You made it to May. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to us. The shady that APC Egbekegbe represent is about to transform into something even bigger. So, we should be so grateful that for those who have survived Bokohari until now, adieu to those who are not going to make it to the end of that of Kolu. But before we get down to business, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of picked something up earlier that I think I should share with you before we go fully into this. I have been reading everywhere the moment the news broke that Seyi, my namesake, Seyi Tinubu, coughed out $11 million or pounds. Well, they said that it's 11 million pounds cash to buy a house that the court in Nigeria gave EFCC the right to take over because it is from the proceeds of fraud, corruption against Nigeria. Long story. So tonight, I'm going to share that story with you. But I have seen the born to suffer ombud slaves who have kind of decided to twist it. And I started seeing young people in Nigeria. They are now praying, 11 million pounds cash. Poverty die, poverty die. Omo, see money. Instead of you to be jealous, you are just jealous of this young man. 11 million pounds cash. Omo, God, please. Am I a tree? Am I a lamppost? Am I a street light? God, why can't you just give me the same money so that I can just be, instead of me to be complaining that somebody spent 11 million pounds cash, somebody will not get job. So in my head, I was like, Omo, before I start this program tonight, young people, whether you are in Nigeria or you are not in Nigeria, do you know the kind of prayer you should be praying? The spirit of looting, the spirit of greed, the spirit of stealing, die. Looters, thieves, manipulators, die. Because if you are praying, say now poverty, because the people who created poverty, now them they take pray, say may God end your poverty so that you can be like them. As a young person, that will be where we will start from, because you need to know the story. If you are from Nigeria, at first, the purpose of this conversation is not it's not an attempt, okay, to see if we can then make them do the right thing and get the criminals punished or whatever in Nigeria. No. Nigeria is a criminal epicenter. Nigeria is a crime scene. Name your kind of crime. You go see them for Nigeria. And they are legal. Depends on which side of the map you come from. If you should go and venture into any crime in Nigeria and you are from southern Nigeria, maybe, but if you can't be an Igbo, can't go involved in illegal anything, now you then go take do scapegoats. Example of how bad crime is. But on the side that are always covered, trust me, you can get away with any crime in Nigeria. If they burn you, now you go and commit crime now. Shebi, you say Nigeria is a crime scene. Oh yeah, you go and commit crime. Now if you no go to jail, I will go to jail because I know they the right click. I know it. That's why I won't commit crime. Do you understand that? But you agree with me. Nigeria is a crime scene. Epicenter of even you defending your fellow criminal leaders. Majority of you are also corrupt. And that is why I did a program 2 days ago. Normalizing abnormalities. Nigerian way. So I know that. If I commit any crime as a day, even if now traffic crime for Nigeria, I go jail or I go bribe my way out. I know that. Talk less of me stealing money, government money. When I know they click, are they mad? Shall they craze? Yoruba man, join the clique, help them loot money. And you know they the clique. So I know that. That's why I said Nigeria is a crime scene. So this program is not to convince you in order to probably be doing wow, like ambulance. Pretending that you are okay, please. I would like you to pretend that you are surprised at some of the things I'm going to share with you. You know, I'm a very good person who tells the story. A lot of people will be like, go to the, my ego go straight to the point, Jari. My ego go straight to the point. All this thing that, leave that, go straight. Baba, you know where they go? Last time I told you, when people tell me to go straight to the point, I'm like, Shana, me and you put the destination on the map. Say we get where we they go. If you know where they go with what I'm about to say, why don't you go and wait for me there? I'll go see you when I arrive in 3 hours. You know, I am somebody who can tell you the story enough that you can sit down there and truly, you can pretend that you are surprised. Wow, that you'll be sounding like ambulance in your room. I kind of like that. I wish I can see that. But you know, this is not going to change anything. Do you know that? It is not going to change anything. It is just to help you, especially those of you who are now changing from unity begging to hope trader. Hope hawkers. I have hope, Sha. I know that Tinubu is, these people are very corrupt. But I shall have hope, Sha, that, I want to have hope that Nigeria is going to be great. I just want to believe that they are going to do, God can change anybody. Even if you think they are all thieves, they are all drug dealers, blah, 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 blah. But God can, I have hope. Now hope then the hawk now. They go tell you to make you have hope. Since nothing where you go do. Nothing where you feel do. They say Kalu will be sworn in. Sure you get. And nothing where babanlaku, my yegun go do. But my babanlaku, yanlaku, they are dead. Therefore, of course, nothing where they go do. They don't do anything. But the purpose of this broadcast is to help you understand your hope. So that when you begin to sell your children for the rika of rice, or a Congo of rice or Congo of gari, you will remember that Mayegun told you that time, oh. But that time, I think say Mayegun na enemy of progress. Tinubu never even can enter. This Mayegun don't they talk. No. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what you are bringing upon yourselves. The evidence are everywhere. So when I finish the story of 11 million pound sterling house, the story of APC, Egbekegbe, that is selling the Kool-Aid of fighting corruption. If you have a 2 minutes video where thiefnubu, during your charade campaign, where thiefnubu said he will fight corruption and how he's going to fight corruption, I will give you ₦1 million. Cut this part of the video. What time is it? 16 minutes to this video. If you can find any clip or where thiefnubu explained how he is going to fight corruption or what he's going to do to anybody that steals government money in Nigeria during your charade campaign, or in his manifesto, manifesto of APC, Egbekegbe, where he stated there what he's going to do to thieves who steal government money, I will give you ₦1 million. Again, this video started from the 16 minutes of this broadcast to 16 minutes 45 seconds. Cut it out and reach out. APC, Egbekegbe, with Buhari in charge, Pastor Ruga deputizing, they told you they were coming to fight corruption. I remember very well. I told you, I said, no, they are not coming to fight corruption. They are coming to legalize corruption. Until the people, they were like, if I see this Mayegun, I go beat him. If I see this Mayegun, I go punch him. In 2015, because Mayegun said, your leaders are criminals, the jihadists met with kleptomaniacs. And then the combination is like a bazooka bomb, locally made bomb that has now exploded in Nigeria, ruined Nigeria economy, ruined Nigeria jobs, ruined Nigeria defense, ruined Nigeria money, the currency, ruined Nigeria source of revenue, and destroy everything that you can say. And indeed, divided Nigeria beyond anything anybody can actually comprehend. Seriously, that's the combination of both. I did one. Shut up your mouth. I won't shut up my mouth. Because some of you, when Nigeria finally hold you shook, when that hope that the Kool-Aid you are telling yourselves, when you are done with the peanuts they are promising you, you will come back and say, Mayegun, you said it. And here is the story. The Agbadomaiti, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Yoruba xenophobic APC, Egbekegbe, the ass lickers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the originals of our heads. They said, the moment Bokohari enter, thieves should vacate Nigeria. Esalo. If not, Bokohari is ready to jail you and recover all you have stolen from Nigeria. 6 months into the madness, after they said body language was defeating Boko Haram, then the body language was giving them regular electricity in Nigeria. Bokohari didn't do anything. Oh, they said his body language is changing Nigeria. 4 months after that, body language changed to body odor. Power no day. National grid of Nigeria collapsed like Dakudaji, I better pass my neighbor generator, Tiger generator. And it became the normal thing. Right? Okay. The thieves that were known, very popular, in people destroying people. They started jumping ship. The humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all-risers, their uncles and aunties abroad, the mumumadus, the belle lecturers, the mumu lecturers. They said, there is no permanent friends or permanent enemy in politics. I was like, oh, including thieves. Right? Let's see how this goes. Dasuki Gate, one of those starlight time. Dasuki Gate. The reasons why Boko Haram was so powerful in Nigeria, according to APC, Egbekegbe, was because 2.2 billion US dollars that were meant for procurement of arms and ammunition for the Nigerian military to fight and combat terrorism was shared by the National Security Advisor to the then President, Goodluck Egbere Jolantan. It was a scandal. That was when we realized that from the money, they used that to prosecute the 2015 elections. And it was a show. It was a show of shame. Non-respected criminals, so PDP, they officially came out when they said one person collected about 4 billion naira for prayers so that Jonathan will win from Dasuki. For food, Kayode, Femi Fone Kayode collected his own share from Dasuki to promote social media acceptance for Goodluck Jonathan. Ruben Abati collected his own about 500 million naira. They called it entertainment for journalists from Dasuki. It was a mad show. Remember Obanikoro? Yes, Musili Obanikoro. Fauleshe, the one that is also from Ekiti. The money was just like everywhere. An elderly a respected elderly man, Chief Olufalaye, also collected. You know, he represented SDP. He's the leader of a political party called SDP. From Dasuki Gate, Baba went to Abuja. They gave him some money. Baba, how much you go take to make SDP support Jonathan PDP? He billed them 1 billion. They paid him. Baba got back to Akure, called the elders, gave them 500 million, and said that's how much they gave him from Abuja. And it was when Dasuki Gate happened that they discovered that everybody, you know, she can just say shop each other's intestine. Like Dasuki Gate was a bazaar. Even Bokohari collected. I'll tell you. You remember when they were doing the campaign and Bokohari's convoy got attacked by terrorists in Zaria, remember? And Bokohari came down out of the blast and he walked around and people rushed out to say, hey, my Gasikia, Sai Baba. The Sai barbarians. It was a show, Baba. That show cost Nigeria. Bokohari collected 300,000 US dollars and 2 bulletproof USV vehicles from the office of the NSA, Dasuki, National Security Advisor. Dasuki Gate. It was a mess. Bokohari said he collected the SUV for his protection, but he didn't remember if he collected $300,000. From that moment on, Dasuki Gate didn't continue. Dasuki just remained in detention, according to the media. Dasuki did detention. In wife, they get belle. Dasuki, they do naming ceremony. He did detention, no. But because Bokohari will be called in as a witness, because of that, Dasuki Gate died a natural death. And guess what? Majority of those who participated in Dasuki Gate, according to APC, that came to fight corruption, they ended up in APC, Egbekegbe, and they became chieftains of APC, Egbekegbe, to help Buhari to fight corruption. It's not just Dasuki Gate that happened in the early stage of this charade. We also have Diezani, Alison, Maduekwe, Diezani Gate. Diezani Gate was in fact a story of its own. And in fact, it is the story that gave birth to this 11 million pound sterling house in John's Wood, St. John's Wood, in London. Baba, you still say the story long, Abby? I tell you, the story long. If you like stories, to understand, you see, you have read about it. Thiefnubu son buy house in London, no big deal. No be so that they do. They go steal your money, to launder the money, to clean the money up. They will buy properties. After a few years, they will sell the property, okay? And then the money is clean. So every politician in Nigeria is a billionaire before they join politics. According to them, they don't reach. Sure, you get only for them to now join to be in charge of the resources of their state, and then the state will begin to go down. Poverty continue to increase, money continue to go missing, projects uncompleted. But this man is now a big man. After 4 years, he's now a multi-billionaire that can even afford a private jet. Do you understand? So, the story of fighting corruption. Diezani mad Alison Madukwe. She happened to be the wife of a prominent politician. He's late now. Now, this prominent politician's wife became the Petroleum Minister in Nigeria. First woman to be a Petroleum Minister in Nigeria. And in fact, first non-presidential, no, I don't know how to describe that too. In Nigeria, the president of Nigeria is the Minister of Petroleum. Sure, you get. When Obasanjo was the president of Nigeria, he was the Minister of Petroleum. When Yaradua became president of Nigeria, he was the Minister of Petroleum until Jonathan came. I'm not sure. I didn't cross-check that too. I think he should fact-check me there. I'm not sure if Yaradua had the minister or not. I think a state minister. Anyway, Yaradua came, appointed Diezani, a Niger Delta Amazon, a woman who actually knew her onions. She wasn't from record, right? She wasn't like a pushover. You know, those quota system. No. She actually qualified for it. It's a line. So she became a full-time, substantial minister, not Minister of State for Petroleum. So she became second most powerful woman in Nigeria after Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, whose story is also another full story. Diezani Alison Madukwe. Nothing much was known about her. Nothing really much, other than just minister doing her thing and all of that. Then, Sahara reporters started following up some investigations abroad against those who are friends of Maduekwe, the minister in Nigeria. And these guys, let me see if I can still see their faces here. Jide Omokore and Kolawole. What's his name again? Sorry, I don't know. I just kind of Aluko. Kolawole Aluko is the one on the right. Jide Omokore is the one on the left. The two of them, they were meant to be international businessmen. So they met with Diezani. They made a proposal to our office. It's called oil swap. Nigeria would take crude oil to some certain countries. And Nigeria will get back some certain product from that crude oil. And from whatever thing that happened in between, they will take their own cut and they will pay back Nigeria what belonged to Nigeria. So it was meant to be like a clean deal like that. So being close to the Minister of Petroleum, they got the deal. So because they got the deal, for years, they have been lifting that crude oil And they have also raised suspicion in some certain countries all over the world. Like the amount of money they were like using in buying properties, automobiles, you know what I mean? Gambling. And they're like, so what happened was, when they got the deal, no penny was given back to Nigeria. They got the license to keep lifting the crude oil of Nigeria for years. But instead of paying Nigeria what they agreed, they just decided to sponsor the lavish lifestyle of Diezani, like gold jewelries, beautiful apartments in choice areas in Lagos. You know what I mean? Trips, holiday for choice people that Diezani put up and all that. So the money that should come to Nigeria, they were just taking care of Madam. So while Madam was minister in Nigeria, these two people, they were being investigated all over the world. So Sahara reporters now raised that. APC lashed on that. Then collect their own share. When they hold Diezani, say, you see where Diezani was like, okay, fine, you don't catch me. What do you want? They collected money from her for the election. They were the same election that Jonathan was contesting. Diezani had to give APC money. Bokohari's campaign. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Just to buy a place. Not sure if they are going to win or not, but they caught her. So when Jonathan lost, and APC was about to take power, Diezani left Nigeria for the UK. Around that time, APC, they built their case based on the media information of what's going on here and there, or court documents here and there. They now build their case around that. They approached court in Nigeria, where they asked the court to give them the forfeiture order to take over all of the properties linked to Diezani, linked to the Jide Omokore, linked to Kolawole Aluko. So, in 2016, a court in Nigeria granted that request. So, it was now left for the Nigerian government, EFCC, to take that judgment and approach different courts all over the world where some of these properties are already cause of litigation in these countries. Do you know how much America collected from Aluko in America? $53 million with other properties they took from him in America. All these properties are proceeds of crime, right? All Nigeria needed to do is just to go and present their own side and they can take over all these properties. Sure, you get, sell them off, get the money, and return the money back to Nigeria. Are you following this? Are you? Okay. Nigeria didn't do that. There was nowhere Nigeria is in court laying claim to all these fraudulent, corrupt properties. Even though anti-corruption campaigner Bokohari is fighting corruption. The media in Nigeria is awash with different stories. But the properties, all their properties in Nigeria, they've taken over that one. All of the listed properties of Diezani, Jide Omokore, and then Aluko, they've taken them over in Nigeria. In fairness to them. But you see, this particular house in London, it was also listed as part of the properties that Nigerian government want to claim back as far back as 2016. So how did this property now ended up in the hands of Tinubu and his son after parting with 11 million pounds sterling cash? How? Here is the story. Remember, 2016 is just about a year after APC, Egbekegbe, took over government. Before then, There was a case. Also, there was this case too. In fact, there were two. There was this particular case too, where they said other people also made a deal of oil swap, that they took crude oil from Nigeria, 2.1 billion US dollars. When APC Egbekegbe came in, Malamu chased that money. They got that money back and they shared it among themselves. Today is one of the reasons why Malamu could end up in jail. Don't say never. No, don't say never yet. Okay? I know they get away with all their crimes, but at the same time, these are open compromise on themselves when they want to use any scapegoat, right? To make you, some of you feel happy that karma is at work. Somebody like that can be thrown under the bus in a twinkle. That is coming back right now. They are probing that 2.1 billion US dollars that Malamu and his own friends, that they what? That they mellowed. All of this, so from 2016, oh. Now, fast forward to 2017. Something. Okay, no, hang on. Let us rewind a bit. From 2016, let's go back a bit to 2015. In 2015, a company is a fake shell company. Let me explain what a shell company is in layman words. I know a lot of you know what shell company is. Fine. Let me speak to those who don't understand them. Shell companies are like seashell, korofo. You see, empty shell. Nothing is in it. Okay? So there are companies that are registered. Okay? They will have all of the registration, company registration details that you need to have, but they don't have office. They don't have any contact or anything. They don't trade anything. They don't buy. They don't sell. They don't do anything. They are just a kind of idiot's way that rich people hide their wealth. Sure you get? If you are so rich now and you don't want to be paying all of the taxes on your investments, you want to hide them away. It is not illegal. It is very legal. Here you get, even though a lot of countries are fighting it and fighting it like this is not. But unfortunately, the people that are pretending to be fighting it, they are also the people that are doing it. Politicians, businessmen, all these big, you know. So if you don't want government taxman to take all your money, if you have so much money, so you can divert some of them by putting them in shells. So they have these people who run them. They're like money launderers, okay? There are countries where you are allowed, right, to have those shell companies. And their laws protects you, your identity, the owners, everybody. Nobody gonna know who is the owner. You can have millions there. Many of your politicians who have stolen money, who died, some of their money that they never have access to anymore till they had, their family will never have access to them. Some of this money are in these shell companies. Anyway, so these shell companies, right? If you are making your money and you are hiding it away, right? Now your money. But drug dealers, money launderers, politicians, corrupt politicians, okay? Thieves, terrorists, they use these same shell companies to clean their money. All you have to do is this: when you are ready, they will introduce you to them. And when you're introduced, they will give you some, you are going to like part with some percentage. So when they receive your money, once they receive the money from you, they will now reinvest the money. For example, they may decide to go and buy a factory. They may decide to go and invest in properties, houses. They may buy anything up just to tie the money temporarily. And the money is always going to be like constantly moving, or whatever you want it. So when you want that money cleaned, so the company will be the ones to buy those things, not you, your name or anything, not really. So they will buy it, but you being the CEO of that shell company, that fake company, So, for example, let's say you steal as a governor in Nigeria, okay? Let's say you steal 5 billion naira. You are not just going to go to the bank and withdraw 5 billion naira and say, from the account of the state, I'm taking. No. The money is stolen. The money are stolen by the bogus contract that they award to some of these bogus foreign companies executing bogus contract or projects across Nigeria. You know, when you have companies in Nigeria from different parts of the world, and they say they are into construction, and you corrupt politician, you know them, you are partners. So you give them contract of billions of naira. So when you pay them, so they can repatriate that money themselves in their name, not your name, and move it into your different accounts in your shell company. Your shell company holders, right? They can reinvest the money. The money will go to British Virgin Islands, Cayman Island or so, and so many other islands like that, where those money are reclaimed. Then the company will now come back to UK to buy properties. Sure, you get. It will just be like, well, my company bought the property even though I didn't buy it directly. Do you see how they do the cleaning? So corrupt people use that form so that they don't go and, you won't see most of your corrupt politicians that will buy properties in their names. So these shell companies can buy them in the name of their children, name of their girlfriends, name of their siblings, brothers or sisters. They can buy them in any names. They can even buy them in fake names. The ID card and the rest of them that they have put together for them. So this is how things run, okay? So Nigeria, who want to take over the property that is a proceed of corruption, in 2016, 2015, a shell company called Aronda. You see, this Aronda company doesn't exist, okay? But when you look at those, when this international investigative journalists, when they dug deeper, right, they found out that the owners of this Shell Aronda company, in a Pandora paper that you must have seen before, right? I know some of you actually remember Pandora and Peter Obi. She remember. Now, this Aronda company was owned in the name of Boyega Oyetola, the former governor of Osun State. So the former governor of Osun State, who was the owner of this Aronda company in British Virgin Islands. So in 2015, that company received a transfer of over 2.5 billion naira from Alpha Beta, the tax collector in Lagos. Yes, you heard me right. Now, the shell company, that is another company, has a link, again, to, a link with another Lebanese company that is actually on the radar for drug smuggling. I can't remember the name right now, because that's actually not where I'm going with this. So when Alpha Beta transferred money to another offshore account, owned by Oyetola, Oyetola is a cousin to Tinubu. So Oyetola doesn't have to be the owner of the money in that account, but he's holding it for him, and it won't be in thiefnubu's name. So in 2016, a Dutch bank, which is a German bank also, put a foreclosure on this house in London because Kolawole Aluko, who was then a fugitive on the run, and I think he is still on the run right now, wanted like Hush Puppy, had used that same house, a multi-million pound sterling house in London. He had used it as a collateral for loan from a bank in Germany. And the bank therefore put a foreclosure, which means they want to sell the house. and they are ready to sell to anybody to recoup their money. Guess who showed up in 2017? Aroda, the shell company of Oyetola, which in 2016, by the way, transferred the ownership of the company to Seyi Seyi Tinubu, a jobless son of thiefnubu, the Lagos kleptomaniac. Are you following my story? All of now, where they shout, poverty die, poverty die. No. Greed is what should die, because their greed is what has created the poverty. Okay? He has no job. He is put in charge of an advertising agency in the same Lagos State, just same way they made his own sister, Folashade, a Iyaloja General of Lagos. Wherever there is market in Lagos, if you are a trader in Lagos, even if you are inside a small shop, you are there courtesy of Folashade Tinubu. Seyi was just there too. They just opened shop for him, advertising agency. But that couldn't have fetched him 11 million pounds in 2016. Of course, the ownership of the company was transferred to Seyi. And in 2017, he showed up with 11 million pounds sterling cash. And he paid for Kolawole Aluko's house in London. Spent another 2.5 million pounds sterling on extension, refurbishment, and all that it would take. Today, the property is valued at over 15 million pounds sterling. Did I hear you scream? Ajeo! Oh, whoa! No, stop screaming. You should be screaming. The poverty you mentioned just now, schools, roads, water, electricity, job, security, and all the things that this money could have done. Or even after stealing this kind of money from the covers of everywhere they got it from, of course, it's illegal money. That's why I didn't buy it directly. Yeah? Imagine if they have to invest that nearly 10 billion naira in something productive, something like a productive company in Nigeria that is paying tax. To the government in Nigeria. You know, when companies pay tax, governments make money. You have a job and you probably have to live a standard life. If all of them using your money to buy properties abroad, if they decided to just invest that billions in Nigeria just to create jobs, it will be a win-win. They are looting, Abi. They are creating jobs. They are paying taxes. Whether you know what I mean? Somehow, it won't be a lose-lose for you. Stop shouting at jail. Now you're picking school fare. Now you're picking schools. Now in that they take buyout. So it's not because they are hardworking. It's not because they are smarter. It's because they are greedy. They are selfish. And they are criminals. So an idea of what to come. Suddenly, Bokohari don't forget, say, now the money from the crude oil of Nigeria stolen by Diezani and our friends, that they used to buy the house in the first place before a German bank foreclosed it. And thiefnubu and family showed up. Seyi had no job because suddenly had nearly 10 billion naira and he paid cash. And the EFCC in Nigeria, not alarmed, and Bokohari showed up in the house in 2021. The same house. Bokohari slept in the house, then gave him kunu, he drank kunu in the house, then changed in pampers in the house, then changed in bedsheets in the house. Bokohari slept in the corrupt, fraudulently acquired property. He slept there, and what can you do? What can you say? He didn't know, of course. And suddenly, it is now thiefnubu's property. I mean,
I don't know how to put that. So that's not hard work. That's not being smart. That's not like somebody is eating, okay? It is just called self-destructive. You are not doing yourself any better. And if they could pull this off in Lagos, now they have Nigeria. So scandals like this, you should begin to get, you see, all of you will be thiefnubu supporters. Here you get. You know, between us, there is no love lost. Here you get. You don't like me, I don't like you. But I'm somebody who can always speak something that you should go and think about if you are still kind of using that brain, okay? A lot of people believe that you don't need your brain anymore once you join APC. Therefore, you will likely never use your brain. But I can get you thinking. Yeah, I can make you, okay, get you thinking. So they have Nigeria, and when they finally capture Nigeria officially in 27 days, I'm sorry if I'm actually making you feel like, oh no, why you don't talk like that? Baba, you talk like that too. You're talking about Nigeria, only ma talk like that. These ones, who killed, who burned, who destroyed, who provide, and the rest of that. You think, say, this next 27 days, any battle where you won't bring them already. But we'll come back to that. Just relax. Next 27 days, the shege will be official. And then that is when you are going to see Remi Werekwe in action. She go get her own kaba. Because she's a stepmom to Seyi. Seyi campaigned for his dad. It was everywhere. It was part of those who put the team together, the people who are going to buy influencers on social media, those who are going to, promote propagandas on WhatsApp and the rest. Seyi supervised all of that, and he paid them. She gets. So, Seyi is authority on his own in thiefnubu's government. I want you to begin to get the idea. Maybe what I'm saying right now is going to make the Lagos Abobakus feel like, hey, you are talking. Oh, you I'm not talking. No, I'm trying to let you see the motive. Sorry, they call it Hydra-headed shege. So you know what is called Hydra-headed shege. You know when shege come, when Bokohari shege they come, it came with one head. As you see if you see Buhari shege, you shall not remain the same again. Ask 140 million Nigerians who are now living in multi-dimensional poverty in just 7.5 years. Now, one straight-head shege. The kind of shege where they make Nigeria, they use naira to buy naira. Are you with me? The kind of shege where they make people will be say supposed to be the giant of Africa. If you leave your naira in your pocket and rain they fall, you go run like person will be say they won't kidnap. When they ask you why, it's if rain beats me with this money, I am penniless. That's Nigeria. I want it like that. Failure personified. Sure, you get like failure where they waka, where they get a swagger. Now Bokohari and Pastor Ruga be that. No get shame. Shameless as they talk. You can never shame the shameless. Now one face like that. If you bite you, you're not going to remain the same. And everything where that in touch died. Institutions, everything. What many of you have left right now is that breath that you are currently breathing like. You see this particular one that is coming. I wish I have a software that can multiply this my hand and make it like about first about 4. I'll give you the idea. Court, dead. Police, dead. Military, coerced. What is left? Economy, snowball. So wait for it. You will see Remi Werekwe, who is the stepmother to Folashade and Seyi Tinubu. Now the power is here. She will take a stand. Seyi is authority on his own. He has built a circle around him as the first son of the Looters Republic of Nigeria, LRL. That's what you're going to change to in another few days, okay? Now, Seyi on his own. Then you now have Alibaba and his 40 thieves. Alibaba and his 40 thieves. Bajabia, Mole, and the rest of their crew. They'll go begin the fight for the kitchen cabinet, as they call them. All for everybody who is going to get to the cookie first. So all this, I mean, the Hydra, that's where the Hydra comes, oh. The Hydra headed. So the whole thing will just do you like bis. Scandal over scandal. Scandal upon scandal. And at the end of the day, with the way things are going, you are going to see so many of them in handcuffs abroad as well. The whole thing will become so messed up that those who are now saying that it's better make judiciary save you. Which judiciary? Judiciary. Okay. We'll get to that part in a moment. Now, in the real thing that you should remember, $1, it's still 737. Ignore that official. Oh. If you follow the official, you are on your own. Oh. Sure you get. So Kalu would need to, all of you should remember this. So this one will be your own other kaba. I mean, so other kaba. Those of you who are like shouting, what do you call it today? Just know what you are getting at. Here is another one. They're saying that 3% unemployed. Now, now over 60% of Nigerians are currently unemployed, jobless. I saw a video. They were beating a man in Ibadan. I knew it. I knew that man stole something. Old man. Bah, look at you. Very useless. You cannot go and work. You come here to come and steal. They beat the man so people they pity the man on social media. They started asking for his contact. They won't give him money. Say, what he steal? They say he steal a pack of Indomie, pack of noodles. You know that noodles that you have 40 in the pack. How much is a pack of noodles in Nigeria now? I think it used to be about 400 naira or how much? A pack of noodle. They beat the old man, I can't share the video with you. Somebody said I should bring the video. No. Ibadan. She poverty leto yani pack noodles. Indomie. They don't naked down. They say, if you do this again, we are going to burn you. These are other frustrated Nigerians who are also probably criminals themselves. So, here you get. Or they are defenders of criminals. You don't have respect for our leaders. You don't. But you see somebody who steal a pack of noodles. You carry stone. You carry petrol. Carry tire. You say you won't get Nigeria. You won't get rid of thieves in Nigeria. But yet, immediately you left there, you're on social media defending thieves who have no real job. Wealth without enterprise. Nothing they are doing. Nothing. Just take it. So I saw that. I was like, oh my God, look at that. There are many like that. I saw children in a couple of videos today. Children, or some adults, who have become drug addicts on the streets. In Lagos, in Kano, in Kaduna. Baba, in Ibadan, I saw videos. Somebody did a documentary and he was speaking them. Children that you can say between the ages of maybe 9 or 8, between 8 and 15. Children. I, as kite, on God knows what drug, that they've lost it all. They were being kind of rolled in the mud, in the drainage, in the gutter. Dirty drainage. I must say, oh my God. And they said it's a pandemic in Nigeria now. Drug abuse among children, young children. A pandemic. But now a drug dealer is about to be in charge of Nigeria. Anyway, here is another one you should have in mind. Inflation. They say inflation is about 23% in Nigeria. That is not true. Listen, you know one thing about these liars, these economists that will be telling you that economic indices, percentage formula minus 0. Don't listen to them. Inflation means you get money, but you cannot afford what is out there that you need. You have money, but the value of that money, and the value of what you won't buy they no match. So you have to cough out more to get for something that you usually get for less. Inflation, may I give you example, layman example. Don't listen to all this economic nonsense. So then see, Emefiole is meant to be an economist, Abi. Now, Diwere said the reason why dollar is rising against naira in Nigeria was because some Burundi change that they stay under tree for Abuja. And in order to stop the naira from further crashing, they have to cut down all the trees in that place in Abuja and chase away the money changer. So the dollar and naira, they go become 1 naira to $1. Economists, though, cutting down trees. It was the same Emefiole who came, economists to central bank governor with supposed economists, but nobody said they do not be economists, but they be thieves. You know what stealing? What stealing does to you? It turned you into idiots. It turned you into complete illiterate, even though you are a professional, because you are going to be trying to patch things up, and they're not going to patch up. Then you begin to speak nonsense. You say you be economist. It was the same Emefiole that said, because Aboki Forex, you know that guy, Aboki Forex, abokiforex.com. Now there, everybody, they go check, wait till be dollar today, wait till be pound sterling today. Aboki Forex will give you the real market exchange. Sure you get online every day. Now there people call the users, say, oh, Nigeria don't finish, 500 naira to $1, 600 naira to $1. Buhari, you know, go better for you. Hey, 800 naira to $1. Buhari has finished us. Nigeria is done for. Now economists, they run Nigeria. Central bank governor supposed get economic advisors. So me, Mayegun, we no be economist. Layman, GO economist. We know they lie. Now me they give you the figure now. Because you they feel them. All this lie, all these numbers are nonsense. Inflation means, for example, you see this clipper. No, that's not clipper. I don't know the name. Anyway, it came with my hair clipper. So this hair clip, this black thing that came with hair clipper, cost 50. Cost 50 naira. With all of that, people will produce them, and people will they sell them, and you will won't buy them. Everybody go gain 50 naira. So when inflation came, this thing will come with clipper at 50 naira is now 600 naira. You see? You say, yay. 600 naira. If person tell you, say, now 20% increase, the thing gets from 50 naira to 600 naira. She na 20% increase with that. Is that 20%? Ogbeni don't give me all this terminology. They will say, Mayegun, I get what you mean, but that's not how economy work. Papa, show you the wine meaning. So I can't go ask you need tomato and say, Mama, you need to explain this economy to me. How come this 4 tomato, where would they buy for 15 naira? How come we they buy them for 350 naira now? Which economic explanation if you give me, Mama? Please, this tomato, economic explanation, yeah, come and give me. And tell me, say, na 20% increase. Oh. Nigerians were buying a bag of rice for 7,000 naira. They are buying the same bag of rice today for over 40,000 naira. Oh, yeah, so me pay 20% increase in the year. How many 7,000 are you going to see in 40,000? Is that 23% inflation? Share 23% in the year. They explain to me now, Mr. Economist. I'm listening. I'm not listening. Share you are hearing me, Jare brethren. That is the economy of inflation. Which means you have seen things that have gone up by over 400%, 500%, 600% increase. And somebody call the tell you saying just 23% inflation. When Tinubu come in, is going to cause share wine. Share you the wine yourself, ni. Where did they carry give you a drink, Baba? You the wine me, ni. Inflation deal, you know that. They say everybody they grow. The bag of rice, price don't grow. The bag of gari, price don't grow. The price of condom price don't grow. Even the packet of what is it they call them? Everything don't grow. But salary, na dwarf. And like this, they look at all of them. I say, you see, they carry your shoulder, you this small salary. You see, they try to do say, in this Nigeria, you are collecting a salary of 50,000 naira. A lot they come in. A lot of what? A lot of what? 30 days work. And then you say, gang gang, gang gang. You say, Baba, now a lot be that. You say, oh, a lot don't come, you know. Which a lot? Something we no get strength. Person we no get power. You go enter place. JJ, remove a lot for your this thing, a lot waiting. A lot of you are working and you are still living like poor. Yeah, a lot of you are working. But look around you. What can you afford? Mr. Kunle afford. What can you afford? That is inflation. What should you explain inflation here? Don't let anybody come to speak grammar. They tell you, say, when indices come to -10 from Ogbeni, 140 million people, they live inside multi-dimensional poverty. They know they feel sharp. Somebody they speak grammar for your side, say, Tinubu, show wine already. Of course, wine already anyway. My wine room. Poverty rate in Nigeria, they say na 63%. Well, that should be staggering. 63% of 220 million people. Baba, wala today. See, I did tell people, I said, listen, a lot of you who don't understand the implication of what is going on in Nigeria. And somehow, you are thinking that where is qualities of everybody go collect. Collect. You know why I'm actually like always going to continue to do what I'm doing? Whether you wanna listen or you not listen. Be say, me, I know that wahala today. You see that, where is it when they break Nigeria? Are you listening to me? The Boko Haram and the rest, they will be dealing with themselves up there. And our own Boko Haram will start in Yoruba land, for example. 24 years wasted. We didn't train our children. We didn't provide them quality and the best education. We didn't prepare them for what the future challenges will be. 24 years of Yoruba participation in democracy in Nigeria. We have produced billionaires, multi-billionaire politicians. They are so rich right now, and they are called elders, leaders. But guess what? That same 24 years, millions of our children who never got proper education, who were never prepared for the challenges ahead, they are going to need to survive. And guess what? Who they are going to blame? When they figure out that they know they are not going to fit into what that future actually is going to require of them to survive. Do you remember what life was like for our parents who didn't get too much education like their mates? Because education wasn't that something too important for them or so, or something happened. And you saw them, the result. I mean, for some of them, school or no school, education or no education, they still survived and they still made a fortune and they still made something of their life. But I'm talking about majority that will tell you that, I wish I just managed to finish standard 6. Maybe my life won't be like this. How many grandma told you same story? How many? How many grandpa told you a lot? At the time that they said that, they were not prepared for it. They just thought that they could just find a job until they could no longer find any real job except hard labors. Now, we have already built a generation. Sure, that, I don't want to talk about the entire Nigeria, and I just want to give you the picture of Yoruba land now. Where we have miseducated, uneducated, and indoctrinated young people in Yoruba land who have no real proper education that is up to today's challenges. And right now, they're going to come back later and blame all of you who managed to succeed. All of us. Now, our future Boko Haram be that. Because a stage is going to come with this future you're seeing, right? With this, what the world is coming to. Give me a sec. What the world is coming to, right? It's going to come to a stage whereby they will realize that they are not, they are not fitting. They have no place. And the moment they realize that they have no place, but they still need to survive, are you with me? They will come for just the easy targets. Some of you who are defending the roguish system that is shunning out the future dependent, the future problem, not that of just Nigeria, but of Yoruba land. For those who don't know, now they go blame. So now, you guys are enjoying, they are suffering. Are you with me? So think about that. And meanwhile, for those who are also waiting for the Air Nigeria, I've been Nigeria here. I don't think you are going to ever see that, okay? Those who froze or probably who stayed back at the airport waiting for the Nigeria Air, I am saying this to you that you have just 27 days for them to at least put a banner or a poster on the aircraft in one of their private jets. May they just paint them, Nigeria here, may they make you happy. Because all of them live this lie. You lived this lie for years. And you're about to start another one. Meanwhile, let's go to politics again. So some of you saw this image. Sorry, if you're watching on TikTok, you are likely not going to see this image, okay? But if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you would see it. Thank you. Now, this was Wike as well as Solo Makinde, who are being accused of okay, hang on, I'll come back to Solo Makinde. Let me drop this one quickly. Do you remember this guy, Dogua? The guy that killed 15 people and burned them after shooting and killing them. He burned their bodies in his constituency because they didn't support him or they were not going to vote for him. Yeah, he's the current deputy speaker of the House of Representatives in Nigeria, Dogua. He was arrested for murder. He's on trial for murder. They gave him bail for murder. And as we speak, the guy is also running to become the speaker of the Nigerian House of Representatives, a murderer. And guess what somebody said? My ego, don't say that. The court has not convicted him. Okay. Dogua, a murderer, is not going to get any kind of justice in Nigeria. He knows it. Just same way as Akpabiole, Godwin Akpabiole, is being tried for 105 billion naira corruption, and the guy joined APC because of it. Still, the corruption tag is not going away. Right now, he didn't even contest to be a senator, but with Nigerian Supreme Court, he is a candidate, and today is a senator-elect of APC, Egbekegbe, and also is also a frontrunner for the Nigerian Senate presidency. Omo, team yitikbe, Kolu thiefnubu, the drug lord Pablo Escobar. Then you have a shitty man, a shitty boy, the jihadist Boko Haram sympathizer or founder. Then if you now have Dogua, a murderer, as speaker, then you have a ex-convict or awaiting convict as your Senate president. Do you see that too? The lunatic Republic of Nigeria. Do you really think you can keep doing the same thing again and again and expect a different result? No be mad. See, wait. The talk say, if you do same thing again and again, and you are expecting a different result, they say na symptoms of weary. Otiya weary. Oh no. You see that one where they try to build hope. We need to build up. We need to shake any konye. Sign ni lunacy ni Google. I'm not joking. Do you think I'm joking? Do you think I'm saying that because I want you to feel bad? No. What is Yahweh? Google it and say, am I mad? Because I like to do same thing again and again and I expect different results. They will give you the number to call. I swear, even in Nigeria, they will give you the number to call. 199. I be 119. I be 911. I be whatever. You go Google it. If it's in a good place, if you Google I mean everywhere, and they send emergency. Say somebody, one way they don't declare himself. One mad person don't show on top the radar. I'm serious. Now, if you now have a lot of, if you now have hundreds of thousands of people, even millions, who enjoys doing something again and again, and they then turn around and say, Allah Akbar, Allah, please come and change their mind. Jesus Christ, our Lord, in the name of, all of that. Yeah? Baba, we're near. See, you can call me mad too. I don't visit where they treat mad people before. Sure you get. No mad person go talk saying mad. I just gave you the diagnosis free of charge. Some people they book to get people to diagnose them. I just sit down there, they abuse me. You cannot expect criminals to turn things around for you for good. Show wine, oh, the pizza on mommy at daddy. Like, if they ask you, say, man, you dip your hand inside your pocket now. One of them even told me, say, this my gonna poverty, they worry am. I said, I'm shocked. Same way you are shocked. Someone they said, look at this my ego. Now poverty, they worry this my ego. Now because in papa na wretched man. You know if he give her money, that's why in the beef Tinubu way give his son. I say, Oh, he shocked me, He shocked me. I go look at his profile. I say, Ewo musiba ulati oworo. Musiba oworo. 11 million pounds lo pe ni poverty. Your papa get money in Mayegun. Go stop beefing. I say, Then you would turn around and say, make Allah touch their heart. God, why kill you there? About our reason and it's mad. Olo, Google ese, mo mo nkan tí mo ń sọ se. Wèrè pọ̀ láàrin yín. And it is always ideal to know, to have an idea. I don't say I okay. Ìjọ tí wèrè bá ti mọ̀ pé òun wà okay. Baba, solution ti ń dé. Try it. Because in Baba, in Uganda, on mad in Sure you get what your criminal politicians will get away with in Nigeria. They get away with them in Uganda. People take Pama, You get one man, they don't kill him. Now body guy shoot and kill him because they no pay on salary. Where Nigeria they pray for their own looters and criminals. Say we are praying to God Almighty. We are doing fasting and prayer so that God will touch the heart of our leader. They will pay our salary. Bodyguard, this man, now an African politician, he no pay salary. He no pay salary for months. Man, they chop life like minister now. It's all right. Baba bodyguard they look pow. Now bodyguard shoot him. So which kind level? Which kind code that? Which kind thing with this? The same gun we then give him ain't protect the man. I ain't take kill him. Say better not die than to live like a slave. A lot of you have embraced your chains. I understand. There's no point in you embracing your chain and then turning around to want something better. Show Shoko. Of course, it's Shoko now. So about Shoko, ni drug dealer, terrorist sympathizer, thieves, ex-convict, murderer, and they are your role model. Once some go mad, show mummy shereni. If not joke, stop them, Baba. I mean, I know what I'm saying, Because even for 10 years ago, somebody tried to stop this criminal. But the moment he got immunity, Baba, since then, they call this man enemy. All the enemy of Tinubu defeated all his defeated waiting. He has to defeat his own past, defeat his own shadow. In fact, he just put himself up on the, what's it they call that thing for Nigeria? Show glass. You know when you fry buns, in Nigeria, you put them in show glasses. And you can see anyone where we say big, anyone where we say don't too burn, anyone where we say fresh, like I want a millimeter. You don't understand. Do you understand the scenario, right? Where you go to the shop and you want to buy buns or puff. Scotch gabi, egg roll, long way. Freshly baked, freshly made. They can't put on for show glass. Everybody got to look and say, yeah, for me 20. Say, Baba, kuni. It's why you want chop 20 egg rolls. Say, you want that in it. Say, Baba, you don't see this egg roll, I don't feel me some. Baba, give me 20. That's exactly what thiefnubu has done. And I know he knows that. I believe he knows. And he's probably ready. Like, as long as it's Nigeria, nothing they happen. thiefnubu say he won't be president, Abi. He put himself inside show glass, Baba. See, for as long as they say thiefnubu na president, see the idea of how this Tinubu enemy every day. Baba, now you get problem. You don't understand. thiefnubu and his family, they are going to be in show glass. We go check boxer, check everything. Everything we say na scandal every now and then. That one is guaranteed. Now you may kill yourself. Thinking if you are fighting on social media, you are fighting and you are going to stop them. You are not going to stop anybody, Baba. Alone. You are just going to be contributing to the views. For example, now if you are here with me and you are a thiefnubu supporter, I know you don't like me. And you know that I don't like you too. You know I don't like APC, I don't like PDP. You know that. But you are still going to be here. Because you think being here and you begin to act like the normal mad dog in the comment section, fighting everybody. Your papa, now your father, is your mother. Now Tinubu problem go kill you. Now Tinubu this thing go, Papa, now you get problem. Oh, you don't understand. Now you dey busy, the type. Because you say you will never let anybody. Yoruba don't know. Yoruba don't know. This my yegun. God will punish you. Now you get problem. Because tomorrow I'm going to be back. The day after I'm going to be back. And every day, Nigeria will continue to give us reasons to try to want to save you. Alaye. Now you get problem. This my ego go get blood pressure. Now you they feel sad, angry because I say something you don't like. Call on your pampas, we shall pass. On your diapers, we shall die. On your poo bola, on your pee bola, on your pampas, we shall buy. Nobody the song where they sing me that. But that one will get you angry. Hey, my ego, let me tell you something. Don't you have heard that at home? What about people in your, don't you have home training? I say, you see, surely, out of any high blood pressure. Because you think you are relevant, you are important enough, or you have any effect to stop people from tearing thiefnubu apart. It just called for it. 220 million. Why is it radical everywhere? You want post on social media, you defend Tinubu. You get look at this. No. What I'm doing is that, listen, some of them are going to get you upset. But some of them are going to get you upset enough that you're going to start thinking. Then when you start thinking, you're likely going to drop it. See, I have cured people like you. Sure you get. If you see me, they scream. If you see me, the Timon, where they open eye, like say, you can call me anything. That is me trying to save you. Go and ask those who have saved before. They came here to say, my ego. In fact, you saved my life. You made me realize. Before I be Buhari. People don't confess yet. I want to be a lomo. People we old enough to be your grandma, old enough to be your grandpa, your uncles, aunties, your housewife, your husband, everybody. They don't come here, can't get deliverance. Because you see, here is the reason. Here's the reason. A lot of you who are defending your oppressors, you are suffering. You are the victim of their oppression. You are just like everybody else. But somehow, the kind of dopamine I can't remember what that is, but I think that's something that has to do with enzyme, something with it. It's hard niche pẹ̀lú brain. Sure, you get like when you plug the spark plug. Eh? So the one where they front, they say if you don't move back, like permanently back, about a dumbo you be, you just say walk about, they go feel use your brain. You get? But there are some where we say their own dopamine, they front, you see they blow like say, but on top nonsense. Now those ones they call the waste energy. They pretend to create a new world for themselves. They pretend to create a new reality. They will say, in Jesus' name, Nigeria is going to favor me and my family in Jesus' name. So not only you Jesus love Abi, the rest Jesus no love them. Continue. I have seen so many who have come here to say, Mayegun, in fact, Mayegun, thank you so much. Thank you so you also me authority. Emi koni mu feel hypertension no. Now you will be say every now and then where you they look for something good, something good news. Imagine in Nigeria, things are so bad that you are hunting for good news. Am I good? Don't you have any good news to say? You no get good news to share. She will need good news because you know it. By the time you begin to count, you know what I mean? You begin to count what's happened today alone. You will be exhausted. And you'll be thankful. We shall thank God. Say, I survived today, Sha. Tomorrow is another day. Is that not how you live in Nigeria? We survived today in Jesus' name. We are going to survive tomorrow in Jesus' name. You have to come out when you want to leave your house. Your mama, they pray for you. Hey, you go and come back in Jesus' name. Or anything, police no go catch you. Police no go agbero no go slap you. Kidnappers no go kidnap you. People wait one chance, you no go enter one chance. So different prayer points in your country. So you are the victims. Sure you get. So creating alternative and telling yourself in Jesus' name, Nigeria is going to favor. So all those ones where Nigeria no favor, they don't know Jesus. Abi, Jesus no know them. Ma tonra ìwọ má dira. That my guy. Ṣùgbọ́n má dira o. Ikú pa ẹ́ nìyẹn.
Pastor, ó kó ọlọ́pàá ó ń ṣọ́ pastor. Àwọn ọmọ ìjọ sticker ló ń ṣọ́ wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o. Ìpá pa ẹ́ dànù rin. Jẹ́ kí wọ́n Bible tán jẹ. Kò jẹ́ gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbè tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú Bible pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí lólo. Ìwọ má dira. Ayé bàjẹ́.
Ikú pa ẹ́ nìyẹn. So that's why we said that yesterday's survivors are today's victims. And today's survivors are tomorrow's victims. And since tomorrow will turn to today, and the cycle goes on and on, we are all awaiting victims of whatever Nigeria turned out to be. You just need to kind of pay attention. And when you pay attention enough, you need to understand the consequences of your choices. All our choices. Take responsibility for them. I think that would be the good way to start. So I was going to tell you about Oyedepo and Seyi Makinde earlier. The Ranko and the rest of that, yeah. We now realize that a dog can always go back to his vomit. It's just the people who think the dog wants that should blame themselves. I was surprised that Wike did that. Why are you surprised? I'll be on pretend. Surprised, wow. You better stop doing wow. 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 And then you become an ambulance. Say, Papa, which one will be wow, like ambulance? Which one is wow? What's in the wow you? Well, I remember I told you to pretend that you are surprised, okay? So when I give you something, pretend, okay? Just make me feel good that you are surprised. You know those emoji that will be like, I'm surprised. I know you are not, but you just, Anyway. So now, like I told you, that 11 million pounds sterling house is just for you to know. So that when you wake up tomorrow and they say, they don't go buy another 200 million pounds sterling house. So you know, go and say, wow. You're going to say, now the kleptos are in charge. Una don't give army robber, the code to your safe. Una don't give army robber the key to your central bank. Omo, you go here when this guy said Nigeria is so bad right now that Nigeria has no money. And the only way thiefnubu can even get something to do something, now to start printing money. Emefiole is still there. Mr. Way and Bill, I'll be waiting to call him. He go print money. Yafu.
For all of you, we are not oblivious of the fact that Nigeria is in trouble. The economy of our country is in a terrible state. It will be a miracle for the federal government and state governments to pay salaries beyond June this year without resorting to massively printing money or removing fuel subsidy. Either of these decisions will bring more hardships and pain to us as a people, particularly to you, the workers. Therefore, we must all make sure that the burden and pain of these measures, which must be taken, are not borne by workers alone.
Well, apologies.
Loro kan, Nigeria, in a nutshell, Nigeria is in, they called a boy. They said, come here. If you answer this question, then you are going to win ₦1 million. And the guy was like, okay. And it's about Nigeria. It's current affair, rather, not about Nigeria. Current affair. See, on this map, Nigeria. Say, where is Nigeria here on this map? 1, Africa. 2, Asia. 3, Europe. And number 4, in trouble. Say, where is Nigeria? In Africa, in Asia, in America, or in trouble. The boy picked D. Nigeria is in trouble. And they gave him the $1 million grand prize. Don't ask me the name or the details, but you get what I mean. Nigeria is not, you can't tell anybody that Nigeria is in Africa. It's not new. If you say Nigeria is in Europe, you'll be wrong. Or if you say Nigeria is somewhere in Asia, that's totally wrong. But if you say Nigeria is in Africa, that's so true. If you say Nigeria is in trouble, you are also right. Nigeria is in trouble. Giddy. When APC, Egbekegbe came in, Nigeria was, or Nigerians, according to them, Nigeria was paying about 400 billion naira for fuel subsidy so that you could buy a liter of fuel at 87 naira per liter. So they were paying that because they said Nigerians were using about 20 million liters of crude, of petrol every day. Kind of where they were making their own, and in fact, that they were paying oil marketers over 400 billion naira for subsidy prompted an investigation. That people were even like arrested. Company CEO, all of them. One of them that belonged to the caucus, belonged to the scapegoat caucus. He belonged to the real caucus. He is the governor of Ogun State now, who is also waiting to be sworn in as second term. Dubious Dapo of Ogun State is one of the beneficiaries of fuel subsidy. It was his company, Hayden Oil, is under probe in Nigeria before APC came in. When APC came in, that probe ended. The APC, Egbekegbe, that said Nigeria was broke and couldn't afford to pay subsidy anymore, right? Suddenly started paying double, triple, even quadruple, quintuple of what they condemned that prompted investigation in 2012. Guess what? Subsidy just jumped from 400 billion naira a year to over 4 trillion naira a year. That's not all. The pump price in Nigeria also jumped from 87 naira to as high as 350 naira per liter, even though Nigeria is paying more on subsidy. Nigerians are also paying more on pump price. This is a scam. And it's been business, like very lovely business. Everybody's cashing out. There's no fuel scarcity much. Everything is fine. No problem. Until Nigeria couldn't pay. So they had to resort into borrowing to pay few people to pretend that they are delivering oil to Nigeria. It's mental. It's a complete mess. Here you get. And unfortunately, the only way for Nigeria to get out of this is going to be what? Print more money. Because everything don't collapse. Nobody is really working to pay tax. Businesses are folding up. Over 4 million businesses have died in Nigeria in 7.5 years. Facts. And that's what actually contributed more to the unemployment Nigeria is currently facing. Unfortunately. So yeah, they will need to print more money. More money. Because Nigeria is done for. Nigeria is using 99% of our revenue to service debt, not to pay back debt, to service debt. The debt of paying for subsidy. So they now said they want to remove it. We're going to remove it. After 8 years, we want to remove it. But to remove it, we need to make sure that we take care of poor Nigerians. So because of that, we're just going to go borrowing. So they went borrowing again. Since they have started borrowing, Nigerians have been sorrowing while they have been laughing to the banks. You have been sorrowing. I reject it in you see, Etibere, you don't start again. You rejected the epileptic power supply. You rejected it. Bad road, bad hospitals, bad school for your children. You rejected. Abi kilonzo. Okay. Anyway, they held one of them who is a minister. So they said they took $800 million to share to 50 million Nigerians because they can't pay for subsidy anymore. Immediately they said that. They say, hey, final cash out. They are about to cash out finally. The last one. $800 million. This is mad though. Then get mine though. You go World Bank, go borrow 800 million naira. Plus all other money they've also borrowed. That Nigeria continue to service with almost all its entire revenue. For the next year, 2023, the debt that APC incurred and the conditions attached to them, if Nigeria no borrow money again, say Nigeria stop borrowing money, everybody stopped, don't give them money anymore. Between now, Nigeria will continue to pay the base until 2099, 2099, 2023, 2033, 2043, 2053, 2063, 2073, 2083, 2093, 2093, 70 years, 2099, 76 years. I am 39 years old, so I'll be 40 years in January. If Nigeria continue to pay debt in my lifetime, before Nigeria finally paid off the debt that Bokohari and gang have incurred, add 76 years. 76, 45. That means I am going to be 115 years old when Nigeria will pay the last money. Do you get that? Do you get that? What I tried to picture there for you? I go pay. My children will pay. Their own children will pay. My children will pay too. Now, if Bokohari could put Nigeria in debt, devalue the naira, and lead more people into poverty in 8 years, and the gbese will only be paid back when I turned 115 years old. Me, Mayegun, when I turned 115 years old. Now, if you give birth, that's not the only thing. No. If you watching me right now, if your wife give birth this year, if you do marriage and you born this year, that your child will only be debt-free after they turn 77 years old. That's when your pikin, that pikin where you go born now, when they turn 77 years old, that's when they would, if Nigeria is still existing, that is when they will now appear debt-free. How could anybody do that to us? How could anybody even do this? So, when Kolu finish you, pata, the year 2230, year 2012, no, year 2230, that's going to be like 131, 77, that's going to be like 200 years. You see? Do you now see that they have no plan for you for the any future? That all these things you are telling yourself, all this hope and everything, other thing you are picturing, now you are living in La La Land, oh. La La Land, because the real thing is not showing that. I am not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you to put your priority in order. Shut here, put it in order, so that you can put every of your. They say if they put all the debt together with the population of Nigeria, by 2050, and the increase in debt and all of that, I don't know how I can say this to you that I'm not going to get you depressed, because even myself don't get depression right now. 115 years old. Ha! I mean, I don't even want to live to 100. Does that mean that if Nigeria still exists when I turn 100, I could be one of the indebted Nigerians who died, who died with debt? Then my children will come. APC, but share up. Just share up. Because we are talking about 77 years. You cannot start getting depression right now. Sure you get. So if you are in your 20s, there's no point. Just live your life. Because a lot of people, they say, don't go and die, you. I don't want to die like Agbalumo. I don't want to die like Agbalumo. I say a lot of people they are living. Sure you get. Or let's say a lot of people, some people die. And people are crying, they died. I say, well, the point is, some people who died never lived. They lived their life in fear, in worry, in everything. But may I tell you, they know they pay debt for heaven. If you don't die in a person way there, they pay the debt. All the people who Bokohari and kill, nobody could ask them for money. So live your life. Sure you get, you cannot start feeling like, because that future, whether they tell you, that alone will tell you that when you listen to these people telling you about future, the future will be said themselves no go feature in. Now you go still feature in that future. Now you will go feature in that future. They no put you inside that plan. Baba na gbese future day, including your children and children. It's too late now for you to change your mind. For those of you who have been wearing gloves for Kolu all this while, wait for the shege to start. And I pray that your prayer will be answered. The Nigeria go favor me, Baba. I go there, and you go come here to try to convince me to speak the right thing. But tomorrow is a public holiday in Rivers States because we're a wiki. We do anything and everything to convince Kolu that on your hands my life deal. Yes, sir. On your hand my life day. If your dementia hook you, they say wiki dig it, you say you don't know wiki. But now finish, Because of this, if I have to do more for you to remember me very, very well, I will do it too. In the next few days, ESCC go come after me, everybody go come after me, and say, I'll be your boy. Come to River State, 2 days holiday. Baba, we the weekend just declared 2 days holiday for Kolu's visit. Wait, there is a video I won't play before I take you to that announcement. Or should I give you the announcement first before the video? Okay, listen to this.
Defect or come out from PDP.
Come on, go where?
Things will change. We don't say it happen.
I get malaria. My cancer defined. Why they talk like that? I get malaria. Where they easy to treat. Now one man go cancer. Why go die immediately? Which party? APC. I have no idea talk like that. Party we don't kill Nigeria. Where we go now? Any fight one fight my PDP, I go fight them there. If they win me, they win me. If I win them, I win them there. I need to run that, but me I know some do not fit win me. I will not that will fight them there. But to leave PDP, we get malaria. Go APC, we get cancer. Ah. Come. And the state of the cancer, whether for APC, now the fourth stage, where they say, doctor the talk say, is the hard. In fact, when they say, now first stage, make it call God, say, okay, it don't happen.
Defect or come out from PDP.
Stage 4 cancer. That's what he called APC. Egbe. Baba, Loju survivor. All the gra, all the goron. He go empty within small time now. Once they put him on top frying pan, they go they fry him like say, but the guy think say he's smart. You think say he's smart? We can don't declare public holiday in the host president elects, so that he can come and show him Port Harcourt, Rivers, and all he has done. I'm a very good. I can work for you, Oga. Honestly, come and sleep here. We go clean the house, we clean the hotel for you. Hey. Politics, Abi, it's not politics. It is rubbish.
Of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu will pay a 2-day official visit to Rivers State from tomorrow, Wednesday, 3rd to 4th of May 2023, to commission the Rumola Mukuta flyover and the Ultramodern Magistrates Court Complex, Port Harcourt, respectively. Recall that during his presidential campaign visit to Rivers State, I indicated our intention to have the president-elect commission some of our strategic projects after the general elections and sent him a formal invitation, which he graciously accepted. The proposed visit to Rivers State is Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu's first official visit to any state since he emerged as the president-elect of this great country. Furthermore, by this visit, the president-elect will join the long list of distinguished Nigerians whom we have hosted to either flag off or commission landmark projects in Rivers State. For us, it's an honor to the government and people of Rivers State to host the president-elect on this historic visit. Consequently, I urge all Rivers citizens to come out en masse to receive our president-elect, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and display the traditional Rivers hospitality as he commissions these legacy projects to God's glory and advancement of our development. Given this, I hereby declare Wednesday, 3rd of May, 2023, a public holiday to enable the people of Rivers State to receive our president-elect personally. Furthermore, all shops and business premises along Rumola to Rumukuta roads in Oyedepo local government area of the state shall remain closed from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Wednesday, 3rd of May, 2023. I urge all labor unions and security agencies to comply with this closure order. Once again, I call on Rivers people to come out in great numbers and give our amiable president-elect a rousing welcome during his visit.
They will shut everybody's business. Yeah, president-elect is coming to town. Don't you know that Olori Oko is that? And they called it first official visit. So, you all know that, Abi. That's their politics and all that, okay? And some people say, it's a betrayer. It's not a betrayer. Do you trust in somebody like that before and you feel so betrayed? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you felt betrayed. Okay? Because in the other news, yeah, a very quick one. I think, which one should I go first?
I think let's start with Peter Obi's response, especially to Liar Mo's adventure, where, okay, we'll start with this. The part where Peter Obi got stopped in London, he has answered what happened. He was not arrested. Of course, I told you that, no, they can't arrest him like that. Like, leave the sensation and all that out of it. Okay? He's a known person and all that, so they won't just kind of harass him. They won't even do that. Anyway, he responded to that and told what happened. He responded to those who called the obedient fascists, Wole Soyinka and the rest. Then he now responded to Liar Mo that went to America to report him in America that he's committing treason and left him in Onitsha. That's what he said. So we're going to go to that part now, especially still on this year election. I'll start with this. Arise Television's or Arise News video credit, by the way.
Because there appears to be a duplication of my identity. And all this lasted for maximum of 20 minutes. And I was treated in what I do with all due respect. Charles, I lived in the UK in the 90s, say from 1993 until 2005.
I remember meeting you in London, actually, in that period.
Yes. Charles, not just that I lived there, from that 1993 till now is a period of 30 years. I have never been questioned, arrested, detained in any country in the world. I've never been, for any reason, found myself in any manner being questioned for any offense. I've not committed any offense. So it was a routine immigration check. And it lasted, like I said, less than 20 minutes. And I was actually given all the due respect by the border personality that interviewed me, who told me, your identity is duplicated, be careful. And actually had to walk me through what I can call the VIP process and everything. And I have a written document from British government.
I've seen that document.
Thank you. I showed it to you.
Clarifying the situation.
He was never detained, and it was just a few minutes question and everything. And they were Nigerians because I arrived on British Airways. So they were Nigerians who were queuing up. Even Woods here was even worried that I was asked to just wait for a few minutes. And when that happened, I explained it to them, and there was nothing. But it's been traumatized and everything because it's me. People said I was detained, committed an offense. People said even committed several offenses and everything. Oh, his company was closed. He wasn't paying tax. Charles, for the years I lived in Britain, never have I had any day been questioned. And I can say it, my taxes, my days were duly paid. In fact, most times they have refunded me money for overpayment. I've borrowed money, I've done everything globally. Not one day did I default in any. If you find one default, then it's not Peter Obi.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that point about the arrest. And in support of the point you're making, I have seen the letter from the British High Commission making it ineluctably clear that it was no such thing. Nevertheless, as you said, there was a huge hula-baloo about that in Nigeria. I mean, was that a humiliation for you, or at the very least embarrassing that all this was being talked about you, and I mean, even the people who follow you were disappointed?
Charles, I would have made comment on it earlier, but these things happened during what I call holy month, where for me as a Christian, it was a fasting period and period of the Ramadan. And I felt it is not time to make comments. I only answered one question within that period when I was mentioned with treason, because I felt it's a huge offense. And because it was actually mentioned where it shouldn't have been mentioned. Other than that,
Right.
I just felt this is the clarification. And I've just shown you the letter.
Yes.
I won't go about telling everybody and showing everybody the letter.
Yeah, that is true.
It just showed you where we've taken our rascality to, where people now come up with all sorts of things.
Well, some people said you were deported from the UK. But obviously not.
No, they saw it. I was routine check and I was allowed to go.
Right.
They even saw where I attended churches and meetings. There appears to be.
Anyway, that was his answer. And it's kind of similar to what I said too. I know there are sensationalism in Nigeria where everyone think they've discovered something and all of that, but pure nonsense, okay? But his answers is his own answers, okay? So somehow we've shed light on some of these scenarios before now, where Layamo went to America to tell the tale of treason against Obi. Shoyinka calling the obedient intolerant and fascist. And those who have been trying to gaslight the obedient and all that, he has this. Or to say, Arise Television News as well, okay? The credit.
Do you see any links between your activities lately and any treasonable offenses?
Charles is height of rascality. Height of rascality. That it was even announced in Washington. I committed a treasonable offense. And I'm in Onitsha. And my minister went to announce it in Washington. This is what I'm talking about. We're not talking about wasting governance here. People don't want to understand. The amount it costs Nigeria for him to go and announce that in Washington can fix, I can tell you, I've been in government, can build a block of 6 classrooms in a primary school. I'm sure if you go to his village, there's so many places where children don't even have desk or classroom to go to school. And instead of using that money to go and do it, he used that money to go to Washington to announce of treason of somebody who is non-HR. He doesn't need to do that. It is rascality of the highest order. These are the reason why we want a new Nigeria where things will work the way it works in other climes. From there he went to London, announcing the same thing. Well, I'm in Nigeria. He should have come to see me or invite me and said this is the offense. How did we get here?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I'm afraid it will remain a rhetorical question at the moment. Some of your followers, just moving on from that, who are known as obedience, have recently engaged in a sort of caustic exchange of words with Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, and he said that they simply don't accept any form of criticism. And I think it was around the time when he made the comments about fascism and your deputy, Yusuf Baba Dati Ahmed. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Charles Prof is a respected, revered personality in Nigeria and globally. And I've always respected him. And he's a dear father to me. And for me, I was very, very sad that there was such a change. Some of the obedience, I must tell you, or people they, mentioned that the obedience are not entirely people who are with us. The oppositions have also come into it and are using it at times.
You mean other opposition
Other
parties?
opposition parties.
Right.
But that is not to worry about. But I was very sad there was such a change between a respected father. But you have to understand this. These young people are people who have been so deprived by supposedly a system that is supposed to care for them. They've been pushed to the wall. Even me, Charles, the way they even react when I say things. But I could see their pain. I could feel it. Because I live in the same system, Charles, that they are living in. I said it in Enugu 2 days ago. I said, listen, I lived in this town. I went to JL in Enugu as a student, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and paid 2,600 and something naira for a Volkswagen car. And within 2 years, Umano Motors in Nsukka sold a 505 to me at 2,700 naira, at 6,800 and something naira in the same country. I remember Ozumano telling me that they have too many orders from so many lecturers, so my own will be delayed. If you go and see people like Professor Wala, my lecturer then, they are driving new cars. It's some society where we lived, everything was working. All of a sudden, these young fellows now live in what you can consider a war situation. So at times, there's issues. I will make my own comment in it that Prof remains a revered father. And I'll keep respecting him for that. And of course, the young obedience, I feel for them. I wish we can see what they're saying. I wish we can feel what they're feeling. The pain, chance I go around these young people, there's nothing the society is offering them.
Well, it's not just the
even when they try to do it on their own.
Yeah.
This is a place where if you carry today, you are moving around with laptop, you are arrested and labeled all sorts of names. This is a place where people are thrown into jail for even making comments. These are places where people, all sorts of things are meted on these people. When people who have stolen billions of country's money, done worse things, are moving around, being celebrated, being used as an example to them.
Well, on the back of what you're telling us, today is, of course, Labor Day or Workers' Day, and Nigeria marks the day amid rising unemployment, which kind of relates to the people that you're talking about, because a lot of the people who are most affected by unemployment are young people, and many of them are part of the obedient movement. What is your message about that?
Well, Charles, what message can you give them? Which country of our size that you know today is going through what we're going? We have almost 40% unemployment and 65% youth unemployment. When you talk about 1.3 million people being grouped as multidimensional poor, huge percentage of these are young people in their productive age, doing nothing without knowing where the next meal will come from. And nobody cares about them. And that's what is happening everywhere. And again, if I try to say something, you will even see where I said, I will start fighting poverty from the north. And people say, oh no, he's insulting people from the north. Even when Nigerian Bureau of Statistics said that out of this 1.3 million people, 86 million is from the north. And I say that's where we have vast or cultivated land, and I believe that we can make more money from agriculture than we're making from oil. And the only way to put this people out of poverty is to invest in these resources and invest in them and everything. So for me, I feel for them.
So that's how you think we should start reducing unemployment, is it? Through agriculture as
and on. It was like a 50 minutes conversation, okay? If you go onto Arise Television on YouTube, you can watch the old charts. I just want you to see that part. Okay? So their court is going to open in few days as well. From what I have heard, between the 10th and the 15th of this month, May, they expect the tribunal to start the pre-hearing sitting. This is where everybody will, like all their lawyers, everybody will make appearances and all of that. It's called pre-hearing. Then they're going to choose a date where they're going to start the proper sitting. So we expect that to happen soon. Their law says that they have to they have to settle all electoral matters in 180 days, but they never followed their own law. But maybe they never follow it, so don't bank on it. They have already wasted 65 days or so. So they have something around 100 and roughly plus or minus 20 days. So we expect the drama to kick off, including all of the side dramas too. But for those of you who probably would be you are still very much hopeful, like, you know, yeah. And to some of you who are living in your la land, where you believe some Nigerians are never going to be recognized as Nigerians because they didn't vote for APC. Yoruba land for the Yoruba people. Yoruba job for the Yorubas. And so many other nonsense that some of you are unemployable miscreants in APC. Continue to promote. They served your people the same poison in Ghana yesterday. And I was surprised. Somebody who she got all the permission, right? The license to take her products to a market, Wavon, in Ghana, and sell to women, of course. And when she got there, wahala yaso, trouble yaso, wahala yakari. The Ghanaians were like, "Lie, never! You these Nigerians, you want to come and take over our markets? You want to come and just same way you were shouting in Lagos. You want to come and take our Yoruba land, even though nobody was actually coming to take anything from you." It's shocking when I started seeing some of these Yoruba Ronu wearies. The xenophobic, unemployable wearies, street urchins, political jobbers. They started, Ghana, you better don't start what you cannot try. This is Nigeria. You cannot try this nonsense with Nigeria. Nigeria is a big Olori Brukuni. You should, that's why they said, you should try and burn yourself before you turn the fire on somebody else. I mean, just a few weeks ago, you are shouting Yoruba Ronu. You are calling Yoruba Somuale because in Nigeria, supposed Nigeria election, not Yoruba election, Nigeria election. You call them Omale because they won't follow a drug dealer, a drug baron. Now, they don't serve your sisters the same thing in Ghana. Just to let you know that the whole world is actually seeing us. They're seeing what is going on. And yeah, just get yourselves ready, Sha. That's what I need to say. And to those of you, this one, nobody say I'm trying to like a victim shame you. I just want to remind you too, Neo. Do you remember that when the war in Sudan was raging? Come, here and there. We're all everywhere shouting, rescue Nigeria, so Nigerian life matter, Sudan life, Nigerian life matter in Sudan, everybody life matter, bring them this, you know. Up to this moment, they are yet to bring one person back to Nigeria. It's been days, But when they decided to start moving people, like, oh yeah, we are going to pay
$1.2 million. So they paid $1.2 million or so to transportation company to use buses. About 40 buses, so now only 13 show up. 27 buses no come. Yeah. $1.2 million for 40 buses to transport and transfer Nigerians who are trapped in Sudan. Sudanese war. That was the news, right? Then they got trapped. Then the bus got burnt on the road. Even somebody said, let's see if I still have that picture. I have a picture where the bus catch fire on the road, but that's not the news. 40 buses. They started asking people to enter according to their state of origin. So some people said, hey, look at them. Now, the northerners. Now, all these Hausa Fulani, they go Sudan. Hausa Fulani, they go Sudan. I say, hey, see, that's one thing APC did to so many of you. They made you feel like, you are not humans. You know what I mean? Now, these northerners, they go to Sudan, they go and study jihadists. They go and study jihad. You go to Sudan, go study jihadists. And the war starts, you can't run away. Why you can't run away from practical? People were making different jokes. I said, no, that's not right. Yes, they will take advantage of it. They will milk it. And they will make money from it. But what if your brother is one of those people trying to run away from the war? We are talking about war. This is not people who are like, evacuate us to Nigeria. We don't want to live here anymore. No, war is happening in Sudan. And I mean war. This will not be Boko Haram thing, no. War, real war. Fighter jet, they fight everywhere. They bomb everywhere. They kill people for street like this. Match people, kill them. War, real war. But a lot of you have lost your humanity. Okay? I wish I could blame you. But 8 years of the APC, Egbe's trauma, where they say then kill people for Eastern Nigeria, you will see this northern miscreant APC. They will be celebrating it. They will say, kill them more, kill more of them. When you see the Boko Haram slaughtering people in northern Nigeria, you will see all the other people from southern Nigeria saying, now family business, but they kill all of them there. That's what APC did to Nigerians in 8 years. Don't ever forget that. And because of that, a lot of you just blind your eyes. You just flow with whatever the public is saying without thinking that, what if somebody from your family member is there after making all of that assertion on social media? I kind of like to have that, kind of push back. That's why I call it, that's why I say an injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So you know what happened? They said, okay, all Nigerians, so we don't hire 40 buses. So everybody can radio. They're going to use state of origin. Who uses state of origin in time of war to rescue their citizen? Outside Nigeria, you see they use state of origin? I said, this is smart. But the Lagos Abobakus, all these Olori Brukus on social media, they came. Shut up your mouth. The reason why they are using state of origin is because they want to take them to their different states. I say, Olori Bruninye. See, now people don't know you. No, you. Me, I know you. When you begin to showcase that your Olori Brukus, I quickly see you and I just don't. Shall you get? They won't carry them to their different states from Sudan. I won't look. APC only cool. What did APC do, people? What did they weaponize poverty do? We relook to Nigeria. That is Sudan. They want to take them to their different states. Not from Abuja, from Sudan. They do state of origin. Ashe, it was a plan to screen out the Igbos. Yes, I said it because I have a clip. When they finally got some on 13 buses, 27 buses that they said they paid for, out of 40, no show up at all. Now only 13 buses. Take whatever they could take. Sokoto Kano, Kaduna Kasina, Niger, and all this Kebi. Because they are the real Nigerians, Abi. Watch this.
I don't know Sudan ever know at the University of Khartoum. I am evacuation project. Evacuation as the people sending Nigerians in ever know. I don't go for blue ndin ke habolo. What is I want Igbo? mgbe anyị baara moto nke pụwala nwanne nya aka anyị litisie ihe niile abago politiks kịta na anyị na-ayọ ndị be anyị biko ndị nwere ike inyere nwe anyị aka nwanne anyị nwoke bupụtara APC bupụtara plen eji wee buru ndị mmadụ lawa from Egypt ọ nọkwa ya na filuo na ihe niile na-aga mana achọrọ m ka famalụ na ibe a na-akwa aga ọfụma nekwa ụmụ Igbo ka ahụtara anyị ekwe na-akpa anyị ebe a n'ebe ahatara anyị ebe anụ a ka a na news a na-aga na-ebunaga anyị anabeghịkwe anyị ka ụsakwa ebe a biko anyị na-akpọ ndị dị ka atọ eze na ukpo ha ndị Igbo ha ma na-enyere mmadụ aka.
They were screened out. They said that some said they should go and call Peter Obi to take them from Sudan. Others said, Mayegun, at least we see have some more. They took some more. There are about three Igbos in my own bus. So sharing got him on so. Nigerians trapped in war zone, and even outside Nigeria, where you come from matter. So you see why the Igbos who have come to this reality never expect anything from Nigeria, and they would rather just be completely out of it. Do you see? These are instances. These are the ones who made it to the camera. A lot don't. People they just take it and they find their way. But you want them to feel like they are Nigerians. You want people to see them as people who have no patience, people who have no loyalty to Nigeria. But this is happening. Anyway, I just wanted you to see your one Nigeria. In Ghana, Nilu awon Kofi. They gave it to your brothers and to your sisters in Ghana. Nigerians, we don't want you here. So if you did this in Lagos, and then, okay, if you are also like this, a bigoted Lagos Abobakus, or one of those who supported the profiling of Igbos and Yorubas in Yoruba land in Lagos, just few weeks ago, Ogun lo ma pa e o, tó bá complain nípa video yìí, Ogun, òun ló ma pa e.
I'll finish everything in this bed. Do you understand? Yes, I do week first just to reach out, just to see people. We have a lot of clients in Accra here, you guys. Okay, so what I'm just doing is to reach out. If it is to sell and make money, I will make money online. I came to Ghana to do my birthday. I've not posted my birthday party. That is why you are saying 40 and priceless. Do you understand? So it is not my business. I'll be honest with you. I can decide to shut down this venue and go back today. God has done it like that. I'm a medical doctor. Do you understand? In the US, not in Nigeria. Do you understand? I make money in dollars. I can survive with my medical money.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. We are very sorry that the Ghanaians acted that way. Whatever happened, I hope you get it resolved. So, Mama, I know once they push you to some extent, you'll be like, I'm not doing this for money. I can get my money elsewhere. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, they don't push you with that. They don't say, come on for you. I'm on the print posters. Oh, posters. Nigerians, we don't want you. Nigerians, go back. Don't come and do this and that, because they said they were selling it cheaper. Sure, you get. They said that these women should have sold the wigs to them. So they would then in turn add some price, because they pay for shops, they pay for everything and all of that, blah, 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 blah. It just gave everybody the Lagos vibes. And it tells you that it is just going to be a matter of time before the rest of Africa will be doing the same thing to Nigerians. Welcome to the party. If you would admit. Now, and I have a video, right? There's this particular video of thiefnubu. I still haven't found the space to use it. You know, that kind of punchline where you just get to a point and you're like, yeah, that video is going to work now. Now I've come to the conclusion of this broadcast. I've come to the end of the chart. And I'm looking at the video, then I'm like, oh, I still never used that video. Guys, don't worry. I shouldn't have told you that, okay? So thank you very much for spending your evening with me. Currently, we have over 3,400 of us on YouTube. I miss you too. So, and then only 800 of you have actually really paid their offering. You've liked the video. That's to show that you are here, okay? So if all of us can do same, just before we go, I would love to take calls. But let's call this my own welcome back broadcast. Enjoy the full 145 minutes to yourself. Sure you get that the next time we are going to have our usual. You call in, I take calls, I take questions, you know that other stuff. So thank you, all of you. Now that you've heard my full background story of the 11 million pounds sterling, and now you realize that it is not poverty that you have to ban. Poverty is not poverty that should die. It is those who gave birth to what brought poverty that you should cut off. Don't celebrate them, okay? Don't. Because what you are celebrating is the destruction of what ordinarily would have given you the real sense of living. The real sense of living. A lot of people are going to die, but they are already dead, even though they are living. They call them living dead because they never lived. So I advise you. So the scandals like this are going to be very common. Okay? The thiefnubu's daughters who also have no jobs, but they were able to pay over $2 million each to buy houses in Bronx, in New York. All of this information are out there. But you're going to hear more. You're going to see videos. You're going to see voice, a lot of things. So when you tell yourself that there is the enemy at work, oh, no. They are not enemy. We are not your enemies. We are actually trying to tell you how much you hate yourselves. Okay? But you don't know. A lot of you don't know. On your mandate, we shall stand. Baba, you hate yourselves. But you don't see it that way. You think you love yourself. If Bokohari didn't teach you any lesson, thiefnubu will. All right? And they will prove it right that except you hate yourself, you will not continue to do something that is going to hamper your real future. But it's up to you. Sure you get. Take it. It's like the poison. Pick it up. Drink it. But you will make that choice yourself. The poison is the political decision and all of this you're making. When you celebrate their greed, when you celebrate their criminality, you are losing. I pray you get to know. And if you don't, meet me here tomorrow, 8 o'clock, for another segment, another sermon, another session. One day, I know Magba healing. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time. I will see you some other time. Thank you. But don't leave. So thank you, Jare. I've seen those who have responded. They've liked the broadcast to show. 1,100. Can you take it to 1,500? Okay, 1,500 or 2,000. I'm going to check later. Thank you. And I will see you some other time. Udaro.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Káyìdé number one.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Káyìdé number one.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Káyìdé number one.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Káyìdé number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Káyìdé number one.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Káyìdé number one.
àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún Diary Káyìdé number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.